Welcome to this week's Business Building Show. Today we're going to be talking about battling the abysmal human mind with your presentations. A couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to spend a few days with a great group of advisors. It was a great training environment with a ton of great information for advisors on everything from investment philosophy to marketing to asset allocation and so much more. About partway through the second day of the training sessions, I realized that all of those great training sessions were battling a single enemy: the abysmally short attention spans and even more abysmally short memories of human beings. In one of my presentations about how to portray information to consumers, there was a stat on just that topic. You know I like stats, so here it is. The average human has an attention span of 7 seconds. The average goldfish has an attention span of 8 seconds. That, my friends, is abysmal. Now, this same issue is something that advisors face with their classes and seminars, especially for those in attendance that might just be there for a free dinner. Now, remember what I always say, and I believe in this. Please, no feeding potential prospects. Please, don't feed people. But I digress. Okay. Tailoring your presentations to keep your audience engaged can be a difficult thing to do, but there's a few simple tactics that can take a forgettable, boring presentation and make it encapsulating and memorable until the day they come back for their appointment. First of all, it's using engaging and relevant images. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and ideas portrayed through photos are more easily recalled than those portrayed with words alone. But don't just throw any image onto a slide willy-nilly. You don't want to do that. If you use an image that is irrelevant or doesn't support the text on the slide, it actually decreases the learning. Okay? Think about this. If you're doing a presentation and your text is about spousal benefits of Social Security, but your picture is a flock of pigeons at a park, think about that. Using the wrong picture can make the takeaways from your presentation even harder to portray to your audience. Now, another thing you should plan is your supporting materials that you distribute. Make sure you do include handouts with your presentations. These can be articles printed in reputable publications like the Wall Street Journal, or articles that you've been quoted in, or some collateral from your company. See, the main goal is for attendees to be able to take home those materials and be reminded of the specific points that you've made throughout your presentation to further support your overall message. And here's a tip. You may not want to give out supporting materials and handouts till after your presentation. I've seen far too many people mull through and sift through the handouts and not pay attention to the presentation itself. And lastly, do not read directly from your slides. I learned this many, many years ago. This is another abysmal thing to do. There's nothing worse than having a presenter read you the text word for word from the screen. There should be very little text on your screen. It should be mostly pictures, very little text. Not only is this extremely boring, but it also drains the parallel processing capacity of the audience. See, make sure that your slides support and enhance your talking points, not provide exact text of it. Does that make sense? It goes back to preparation. Now, despite the human goldfish comparison from earlier in the podcast, your seminars, classes, and presentations, they're a great opportunity to capture and captivate an audience full of prospects. But you do have an uphill battle given the nature of the human mind and the way that your audience is going to prioritize their memories. There's a few things that hopefully you've learned today that you can do. Make sure that they have no choice but to keep you and your message with them as they make decisions going forward.
That's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for listening. And remember, stop chasing, start building. Get out of the endless cycle of chasing leads and give people a reason to come to you.
And to learn more about the topics discussed in today's show, visit our website. That's www.radicalpromoting.com. And remember, folks,
if you ain't growing, you're dying.